You know, remember, as I've said in the past regarding the English language, you see a lot, you see a lot of mirroring in the detail. And that's no different with the word room. Because if you look at the word room, R-O-O-M, spell it backwards, what do you have? You have more, M-O-O-R. Now, of course, if you're not paying attention, that means nothing to you, of course. Because you're simply looking at the word room and you're looking at the word more. But why would it, to me, appear to be more? And I don't mean that as a pun. Why would it appear to me that it's more than a coincidence? The fact that no coincidence. So I shouldn't even be debating or considering whether such a thing is a coincidence. Well, it's because you got to consider what room. If you really test to, you'll see many references to homes. Within those homes, you have rooms. Well, what are they talking about? What was Jesus saying when he was telling his disciples to go into the upper room where they would have their last meal together before the crucifixion? The upper room, or the upper more. Because you see, the word more, or the name, really refers to a discipline. It refers to a perfection. I don't know what's happening, but we're gonna get. So what was I saying? Because I don't know where it cut off. But basically, I was saying that more, when we say more, rather than referring to a literal map, that does plain anymore, of course. And I don't again mean that as a pun when I say more. Thinking, a consciousness. We are considering a discipline. We are considering a perfection. We are considering a perfection of a part of our house. Because we are the house. Each and every one of you out there listening to this, you are a house. And within that house, i.e. you, there are rooms. Some people will refer to these rooms as chakras. So you have the root, or the lowest chakra. And then you have the crown, or the upper room. The room where you eat with your loved ones and your old self before you are crucified and born again. So when we refer to rooms, when we are speaking spiritual or esoteric, and when we refer to Moors, we are referring to one and the same. Because after all, they do say it was the Moors who came to Europe and civilized Europe, left a lot of texts, left a lot of lessons, a lot of teachings. And it was because of this knowledge that was imparted by the Moors, or the rooms, the different areas of you were able to get to a point of consciousness. You can write, you can debate, you can study philosophy, whatever that may be. Of course, except that when we speak of the Moors, or when we think of the Moors, or when we refer to rooms, because let's not forget, Jesus himself, and I'm paraphrasing here, said that there are many rooms in his Father's house. He said the Father has many rooms in his house. And those rooms, if you are mirroring, is none other than more. There are many mores because a more nature. So when you are in a room, you are getting taught a lesson. Whether you are in your root and it's to do with financial matters, whether it's your heart and it's to do with love, you are getting taught a lesson. So you are in class with a room or a more, a teacher. And like I said, related to the chakras in the body, just think of a more or a room as an area of your life that you are putting through a discipline. Just as you have in astrology, you have houses, 12 houses, representing, I could say, the 12 disciples, 12 areas of your life. And then you have the 13th, Jesus. And that's not even a house. You hear that? Thank you, by the way, Sarah. So, you know, if we're not going to start another religion here, if we're not simply going to be talking about black people coming from a particular place in Africa who conquered the world and educated the world and gave the world all of its civilization and knowledge, etc., stemming from Kemet, blah, 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 then we simply know that when we refer to the Moors, we are referring to ourselves in a whole state, in a state that was more enlightened than we are right now. Because there were many rooms in his father's house, or many Moors. There were many Moors about. So they were able to go on voyages. They were able to go on conquests and go and build beautiful, beautiful buildings and exhibit many, many sciences and arts that are still admired today, whether people refer to those peoples as Moors or not. More room. It's as simple as that. Somebody may listen to this and think, come on now. How can you be relating a room and a more? Well, I just knew that you go to a classroom to learn. And when you are learning something, when you are perfecting an area of your life, when you are honing that skill, whatever that skill may be, you are getting taught a lesson. And the Moors did teach lessons. They taught people many things. So when you are thinking about rooms, when you are thinking about houses, be it in astrology, be it in religion, just know that it's referring to you and different rooms of your house being the complete accumulated being of all these different parts of you. So just as I said before, Jesus referring to the upper room, he's referring to your pineal gland, your third eye, your crown chakra, whatever you want to refer to it, that area of wisdom, which comes at the end. Hence, the rest supper, because he didn't need any more because after that, he was an enlightened being. So the question is not whether or not the Moors and rooms are related, but the question really is, which room are you in? What is it you're currently learning? What is it that you are perfecting so that you can then go on a conquest and show others to perfect? Because that's literally what the Moors did, or the rooms did. Nothing more, nothing less. So I thought I'd share that. I appreciate all of you guys out there watching this, listening to my ramblings. But you know, for me, it always just comes back home to the fact, and I say home, and I don't mean a pun again. Sorry, I'm having fun. It just strikes back the fact that everything, considering when it comes to you know, religion, spirituality, or anything. It all comes back down to us, how it affects us, how we can gain from that, how we can benefit from that. And so, for the fact that you can, you know, look at a word such as a room and then look at another word such as more and then see the relation, how it how it came about for me anyways, the fact that, as I mentioned the other day, I've been to Morocco. Look at the word Morocco. More, M-O-R-C, sorry, M-O-R-O-C-C-O, Morocco. Morocco, just add another O, or Morocco. Must I explain what that is? Morocco, Morocco, place of the Moors. Now, if you look at the etymology of the name Morocco, they'll probably tell you something else. Probably debated that it's named after Marrakesh, which means this or that. But just look at the term Morocco and the fact that you even have people of a certain cult or movement who go by the flag of Morocco and who declare themselves as Moors, or people who are in certain rooms of life. It's just that some of us are conscious and some of us aren't. So that's another clue there, the fact that you have a country named Morocco. When I was there, I had a lot of synchronicity. I felt like I had been there. I fell in love with the place instantly. It was a beautiful place, well cultured, just looking at the portraits, the paintings, the architecture, the decoration, the colors, everything. It really felt like I had been there before. It was so synchronistic. And, you know, more and more in my life, connect the dots. It's just an amazing revelation for me. So there's a lot to be said about the Moors and what they did, because even up until this day, it's not quite open and well understood what it is, you know, they were, what they were all about, where, you know, how they went about their lives. It's very much covered up, you know. The closest thing to that you really hear about in mainstream is the ancient Egyptians. It's good to look into that, particularly when you know that when you are studying the Moors and what they're all about and their philosophy, and because I think they're related to Sufism as well. And Sufism is very much a pragmatic version of Islam, very much a spiritual version. So again, going back to rooms, you have people here who are perfecting different parts of their lives. So they are in a room getting taught a lesson. So they are getting taught by a Moor. So that's all I got to say. That one, really and truly, you know, always know that when you're studying these things and looking at these people in history, these are people who were trying to attain the upper room just as you are. And you're lucky enough to observe and learn from what they observed and learned and experienced. So peace and love to you all out there. And just keep in touch base. Peace.